Well, I like to make a distinction between the things in our lives that we call struggles or difficulties. We'll just call them struggles. And facts. Our struggles and facts, the facts of life. Now, the fact is that I am 6'1". The fact is that I am 61 years of age. Fact is that I weigh 185 pounds. Fact is all of the things that are unchangeable about my life are facts. Fact is that my hairline has receded slightly since I was a little boy, all the way to the back of my neck. These are the facts. Now, if any one of you were to tell me tomorrow, I would like you to come to this lecture hall, and I would like you to be 5'4", and I'd like you to be 30 years of age, and I'd like you to have a full head of hair, please. All right? You would say, well, you can't do that because the facts are such, and you can't do anything about the facts. Most of you would agree that you can't be a different age or different height, a different sex, and so on, than you are right now. Is that correct? These are the facts of your life. And there's lots of those facts, lots of them. How much is in your bank book, what kind of work you do, what kind of education you've had in your life, and so on. These are all facts. Now, the problems or the struggles that you face in your life are something very different. These are the result of how you interpret things and so on. You understand that you can do something about the struggles and about the problems and about the things that you face in your life. That you can do something about. You can change the way you think, the way you process things. You can move. You can change relationships. There's a lot of things that you can do. You can go back to school. You can learn a new trade. There's endless numbers of things you can do about the problems, the struggles that you face in your life. We can do lots of things about that. But you can't do anything about the facts. The real facts, and there aren't too many, but the biggest fact of your life that you can do absolutely nothing about is your past. And most people spend about 80% of their mental energy on trying to change or being upset about the facts. And that's what I'd like you to take a look at when I say give up your personal history. It's a fact. I gave up my personal history. I gave up the idea that I was feeling sorry for myself for being an orphan, or for living in foster homes, or for not having a father. I gave it all up and realized that that was a choice that I made, perhaps unconsciously, perhaps even before I ever showed up. Who knows? But who's to question it? How can you question the facts? I don't go around and say, you know, I was born in 1940, I should have been born in 1460. I mean, you don't go around saying that. You say, that's the fact of my life. I showed up on the 10th of May in 1940. That's the day I showed up. And by giving up our personal history, what we do is we give up our attachment to the past and our bonding to our wounds. And we merge into something much more powerful, into this thing called the now. And the now is easy to talk about, but difficult for most people to be in, and yet it's the only place you can ever be. Every moment that you have of guilt in your life about what could have happened, what should have happened, takes place in the now. So people have often said, well, guilt is just a way of living in the past. There is no possibility of living in the past. It's an illusion of the ego. You can't live in the past. What you do is you use up your present, being immobilized over what took place in the past. But you're always in the present. And that's the only place that God is. Here, in this moment. And you don't worry by living in the future. There's nobody out there living in the future. You're living now, in the present, using up your moments now to be immobilized over what might or might not happen down the road. But make no mistake about it, that's all taking place now. This is all you get. Just the now. And to use up your now with this personal history, one of the great glories of giving up your personal history is you give up guilt along the way. You just give it up. And you start to look at all of these people that were in your life who did all of these things that you think they shouldn't have done. And instead of being mad at them and angry at them and using up your now with that anger and with that hatred and that bitterness, you begin to practice letting it all go. It's about understanding that people come into the world and do what they know how to do. Given the circumstances of their life, they do what they know how to do. It isn't good or bad. It isn't right or wrong. It isn't moral or immoral. It's just they're doing what they knew how to do.